So welcome to the Excel portion of the engineering math class. In chapter 1, we're going to start out by learning how to create, save, and open an Excel workbook. Now in Excel, there's always multiple ways to do things, and I'm going to try to go through every option whenever we do different commands. So to open a book, you can go to File, and then from File, you can either open a recent workbook or you can do a new workbook. There's also a few shortcuts. You can do Control-N for new, and you can do Control-O to open. So I'm actually going to go into this chapter 1.xlsx file that you should have, and this is what we're going to be doing in class. And so I'm just going to run through briefly some of the things that you're going to be learning for chapter 1, and if you miss anything in class or you need to go back, this will be the video to reference. So again, starting out, to create a workbook, as we talked about, you can go into File and do a new workbook. You can pick blank, or you can pick a certain template that's already been designed. Again, Control-N is the shortcut for doing a new blank workbook. You can also open things like your recent files, anything that you've had open lately. When you want to save a workbook, you can go to File and hit Save if you've not saved it before anywhere. You can also do a Save As, because when you save as and you pick a location, you can pick an Excel file. If you have macros in it, you can save it as a text file, as a PDF, lots of different comma separated values, a CSV file, lots of different ways that you can save as. And your textbook has a pretty good summary of these extensions, so you always keep in mind which extension you're saving your file as, whether it's a newer version of Excel is the XLSX. It'll have an M if there's macros. The older versions of Excel through 2003 was just XLS. So that would be something to keep in mind. If you're going to do a save as, then you can save your current file with the save. And then if you want to actually make a copy of it and start with a new edit, then you can save as and just give it a new name. Also, if you want just a shortcut to the save, you can either click on the disk at the top, or you can see it gives you the Control-S option as a shortcut to save. And I believe F12 is the shortcut to save as. So we're also going to run through some terminology. Again, this is called a workbook. One individual page on the workbook is called a worksheet. So here you have sheet 1, you also have sheet 2, and then you have sheet 3, 4, and 5 that all have different names. You can control them with these little arrows at the bottom if they scroll off your screen. You can also click and drag this bar over if you want it to take more or less room here at the bottom. So we're going to start on sheet 1. And up at the top, this is called the ribbon up at the top. Each one of these are called tabs. So there's a File tab, a Home tab, Insert, Page Layout, and we'll be going through things that are in each one of those. But when I say go to the Home tab, make sure that you're in the Home tab. Each one of these is a cell referenced by the columns that have letters and the rows that have numbers. So this would be cell B14. It also, you can see that is right here. And if you have a big, huge spreadsheet and you're up here in cell A1, but you want to jump down to A400, you can also come up here and just type A400. When you hit enter, that will scoot you down to A400. Likewise, if you want to jump back up to A1, you can either click it in here or use the home button on your keyboard. So just maneuvering through the page and learning some terminology. You know, on the Home tab, there's the font area, the alignment area, the number area. So as we go through, I'll be referencing some of these, saying go to the Home tab in the font section and changing the font, things like that. So make sure you're up on your terminology, you know what things are called, and this will wrap up chapter 1, part 1.